But it can never forget.
So, am I able to broken off the line?
It is for
Video and
the living to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus far so It is rather for us to be dedicated here to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they
Who kills Italians? Who killed white people in the South? White people. At the end of the day, stop spreading miseducation. You don't want to have a conversation. I'm sorry you're not intellectual. I'm sorry you're not intellectual. Because you don't want to have an actual conversation. Who kills?
It's more than a privilege and honor to be with you again. I spoke here a couple of different times. We did a press conference back in the Capitol against the SAFE Act, and a lot of the sheriffs and peace officers in this state were fighting for freedom, fighting for the Constitution, and trying to keep their oath of office. I formed a national organization called the CSPOA, Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, so that we would be doing just that. That in every facet of our jobs, we would be upholding and defending the United States Constitution. You know, I don't know, I heard before I got here that there might be some BLM people, and I'm not talking about the Bureau of Land Management, and maybe some Antifa and other protesters. I will fight and die for your right to protest. But I will. Well, I support the police in arresting anybody who would try to tear this statue down right here. And let's be real clear here. I would like to talk to any of the protesters, both peaceful and violent. I would like to talk to you. I've seen signs on television where they say, no justice, no peace. And I agree. There is no peace without justice. But what they're saying is they're threatening us. That if we don't create some sort of justice that is not already happening, then they're going to make sure there's no peace. And they'll commit violent acts. Well, Martin Luther King said that hate never gets rid of hate. Only love can do that. Amen. And then he added, I'm going to get rid of hate because it's too big of a burden to carry. And if we love and honor that man and honor his legacy, we will try to be more like him and do what he asked and keep it peaceful. Furthermore, to paraphrase what Dr. King said, committing acts of injustice will not create justice. And I'm all for reforming some things in our society. One, prison reform. The CSPOA, Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, has already been fighting for years to have prison reform. We put too many people in prison. And you know, honestly, if we're going to look at that, and you legislators and you that are running for office, and we the American people must recognize that the reason our prisons are so full is because of a failed drug war. And we need to address that. Nobody likes drug abuse. I hate it. I cannot stand it. But in all honesty, I've worked in law enforcement for 20 years. And that policy has failed. And I'm not saying I have the answer, but I know what the answer is not. It's what we've been doing for the last 35 years. It has failed, and failed miserably. Let's do something else. Let's try something else. Am I ready to go to decriminalizing it? Yes, anything else. I don't care. But like I say, I don't have all the answers, but we've got to do something else. For the United States of America, to be leading the world in per capita prison inmates? No way. No way. Come on, let's get our heads together and let's get a better program. Have we not learned yet that we will never arrest away the drug problem? So let's get serious about that, and let's get serious about prison reform. Now, Sheriff Carpinelli's good friend, a good constitutional sheriff, and he mentioned that I've been in this fight. Well, when I was sheriff in 1994, I actually filed a lawsuit against the Clinton administration. And I have this little booklet that's a review of the case. And actually, I've written about 7 or 8 books, and I didn't bring any of them except for just a few of these. But let me tell you, I didn't want to focus on signing books here today. I wanted to focus on liberty. I wanted to focus on law enforcement. I served as a patrol officer for 5 years. I served as an undercover narcotics officer. You want to look at that picture? Google Sheriff Mack undercover photo.
Support that. And then there's individuals in the crowd that can't stand that the police act like that. That can't stand that the police treat their black brothers and sisters that fought for this land, that shed blood in this land, that ancestors support this land and is from this land. But at the same time and token, I think it's very important that we all understand that in 2020, our job is to unite the human family. Our job is to come back as one human family. Not ruled by stereotypes, not ruled by the illusion of classifications, not ruled by biasness, not letting old paradoxes allow us to make the same mistakes that was made in the past. So if anything means a war means someone who's unable to take care of responsibilities of their own matters. When it comes to us, as black people, right, in America, we're classified as that as such. Black meaning a ward, unable to take care of your responsibilities on your own matters. So legally, the system is looking at us the same goddamn way. So why are we looking at ourselves, letting stereotypes and old paradoxes separate us and not moving forward so we can change the system together collectively? I don't get that. That's our goal. That's our goal. That's our goal. So we in this together. And the system looks at us the same goddamn way, but they do what? They separate us with the illusion of classifications, the fake stereotypes of different preceptions, and makes us fight each other and hate each other and destroy each other. Instead of moving forward and dealing with the systemic issues that's plaguing your heart, your mind, my children's heart, my parents' mind, the same way. So at the same time and token, moving forward with our separate agendas, but we share the same, we want the same thing. So we got to learn how to move forward collectively with the same narrative in parallel and not let the stereotypes or the old paradoxes separate us.
I was looking for it because the cow was losing his mask. Where are you, Mike? You know what I'm talking about? Yes, yes, ma'am. Let me introduce to you Sheriff Mike Carpinelli, who is running for this house behind us, New York State Governor.
Everybody, like I said, I want to thank you so much. As a sheriff of the county, a proud leader of all the men and women in blue, we can't thank you enough for your support out here today. That means so much to everybody that is in this audience protecting you right now. And for those that are out in the cars and walking the beat out there, so we thank you very much for what you do. Mr. Amador said, I certainly don't want to forget. The same reason why we get to salute our flag. And the same reason that we get to to the members of our department, same as the military. We have to remember those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Amen. So we can be here today.
Amen.
So again, if we may, can I please have one more moment of silence? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now down to business. This is what we appreciate as the men and women in uniform, is to have our society come out and have our backs. You know, I no disrespect. Without the people, there are no children. And that's what we need to carry forward. So unless we get the funding, the support, and the things that we need from our politicians, that makes it very difficult for us to perform our job. But we still do it no matter what.
Yeah!
It's just to stand here in front of all of you as an officer. This is what keeps all of us going. And that's it. That's thank you. Just thank you.
Thank you.
Here in the state of New York, a lot of good ones. Sheriff Zerlo, Sheriff Howard.
Where's Apple?
Some several good sheriffs that stand up for the Constitution of the United States. But it's going to be my pleasure to introduce this sheriff who has stood against the tyrannical government, who has stood for people who were God-fearing, constitutional-believing patriots. So it's my honor today to introduce to you Sheriff Richard Mack.
I've done everything from bike theft to murder. And it's not an easy job. And I learned to appreciate the peace officers who worked around me and with me. Everyone, you need to know how difficult a job this is. And nobody in blue gets up in the morning and says, boy, I sure hope I get to kill somebody today. And that's absolutely absurd. But let me tell, last finished point I wanted to make to Antifa and BLM and anybody else who protests. After the 20 years, and I served 8 years as sheriff and ran my own jail for 8 years. I've been to every major court in this country. I've been to court hundreds and hundreds of times. I've worked cases all across this country, from Dade County, Florida to Los Angeles. And I will tell you, each and every one of you that are protesting, what happened to George Floyd? Every one of us in this country, and every one of us here today, were appalled at what we saw. Nobody supported that, nobody liked it. It was horrible. It was horrific. We prayed for him and his family. But let me tell you in all honesty, every wheel of justice in that case that should be turning is turning just as it's supposed to obtain justice. Now we might not like how it ends up in court. We peace officers have that all the time, don't we? We're not always happy about how juries make decisions, and they're wrong. We don't get to go out and start burning down buildings, and we don't get to hurt anybody else because of it. We accept it because that's the system that we have in our Constitution. And I'm telling you right now, that if you want a solution to what's going on in our society, no matter what the problem is, I don't care if it's human trafficking, or if it's global warming, or poverty, or corruption in politics, or the politics that's going on today. You know, we got Abe Lincoln over here. I'm telling you, his quote about that the only way that America is going to be destroyed is from within. And then Washington said a two-party system would destroy our country. Boy, are we seeing that today or what? And do you know what the Democrats want? They want power to win. That's it. That's what they want. Those of you who think they really care about you, What do the Republicans want? They want power to stay in power, and they want to win. That's it. It's become a game between the two. And what has been forgotten in between? We the people and liberty. And no matter what ill that you see in society today, do you want the solution? Are we really about solutions? Yeah. We at the CSPOA are about solutions, okay? And if we have our peace officers and we have our sheriffs and we have everybody that's doing that, upholding and defending, as they promised to do when they took their job, the Constitution, then liberty is thus protected. And liberty is still the solution. And I will argue with anybody who says we need to move forward. No, we don't. We need to get back to those basic fundamental principles that all of us believe in, of equality. What did Lincoln say in the Gettysburg Address? The notion that all men are created equal. We must believe that, and we must practice that. And we must do what Pastor Earl said. We must uphold and defend the Bill of Rights. Do you know what the Bill of Rights was there for? He said the 10 Commandments. I don't disagree with that. And it's broken my heart to see what's going on in our country today. It's now easier for any of us here today, and I certainly don't begrudge casinos. Let them all open, I don't care. I wish they would open Broadway. I'll be the first one there. But it's now easier for any of us to go to a casino than it is to go to church. They have actually arrested. Now this is where the peace officers come in. You should never be arresting a minister for having church. One of them happened in Mississippi. Another one happened in Florida. And you should be standing against these laws that are clearly unconstitutional. What is the supreme law of the land? It is the U.S. Constitution. If some governor makes some rule and appoints him or herself to be dictator, we stand against it. We stand for liberty. Liberty is first, and liberty is the solution. We don't get to suspend liberty. We don't get to suspend the Constitution. We don't get to go and say, oh, we're making you do all this. We're going to make you crawl. We're going to make you shut down your business. And the poor guys that are trying to keep their business in New Jersey against Governor Murphy, they're just trying to make a living. Let's see, where does that come in? Oh yeah, the pursuit of happiness. Government is supposed to guarantee that, not violate it. And they come to us. And they come to us and they say, well, we're going to have the police come and get you. They arrested Carl Menke in Michigan because he wanted to keep his barbershop open. And then he won an amazing case at the Supreme Court of Michigan. But you know what? None of us should have to take this to court. You know why? Because the men and women in blue should be there defending me. They should stand for my right to keep my business open. Yes. Do we agree with that or not? It doesn't matter if we agree. It matters if we support liberty. Liberty is the solution. But the Constitution protects us from our own best intentions. Do you understand what that means? They can't come to you and say, this is for your own good, and I'm smarter than you, and so we're going to shut your business down, and we're going to force you to wear a mask, and we're going to force you to crawl and do whatever we say, and then when the crisis is over, we'll let you, well, maybe let you have it back. Oh my God. No. That's why we need people like Sheriff Carpinelli to be Governor Carpinelli.
Folks from Liberty Bell Alliance for allowing me to speak here this morning. It means a tremendous amount to us to actually come out and speak. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out. It means more to us than you know, more than you can understand.
Thank you!
Thank you! Thank you! The fact that you folks came out on your Saturday to support us, the fact that you took time out of your lives to come and show us support, show us your appreciation, show us your thanks, means more. I cannot express enough of the sincere gratitude that we have for each and every one of you. I want to thank each and every officer who's here working today.
Yes.
Providing safety and security for each and every one of us. So that we can hold a rally and keep. Every day, 99% of us who took this job to go out and you do it with honor, integrity, and respect. We took this job to represent each and every one of you, the normal, decent citizens of America who go to work every day, try to provide for your families, who want to live in safety and security, who want to live free of crime, free of violence, free of chaos. Unfortunately, as of late, the liberal media has pushed an agenda that's not taboo, or is taboo to support us.
Right.
It's being driven and fueled by politicians such as Kathy Sheehan, Andrew Cuomo, Bill de Blasio. They pass resolutions, they sign executive orders, they sign laws that make it seem as though the criminals are now heroes and the cops are now criminals. They demonize us at every turn that they can possibly make. So I want to express, once again, my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you. They said the 99% of us who wake up, we are appalled by the 1% who do tarnish this badge. We will not tolerate it. We will not tolerate the 1% who took this job, who intentionally violate people's rights. We will not stand for that. What I can say is a rally like this not only means a lot to us, but it means a lot to our families. Our families every day who see us going to work not knowing if we come home. Our families who see us working 4 to 5 doubles a week to provide for our families. Our families who see the mental exhaustion, the physical exhaustion that we are going through each and every day. It means a lot to them to see you folks out supporting us. It means a lot to them to see that you folks are coming to the stations, providing us with food. You folks are coming to us at red lights and saying thank you and supporting us. It means a lot to them. Some of these officers are working 21, 25, 30 days a week without a day off, sacrificing everything. So thank you once again for coming here and thank you for supporting us.
Thank you!
God bless each and every one of you. God bless the United States of America.
Yeah, Greg! USA! 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 USA!
Let's go. Come on, let's get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. USA! 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 Get out of here. Come on, move, please.
Some of the stories I've heard my dad very much speak about.
that the media won't tell you. The law enforcement officers make a difference every day when they give that single mom a break on a speeding ticket because they know she can't afford it and they want to go with a warning.
Calm them. De-escalate them. Go back! All of you! Back off! Go back! Why are you not going back? Go away, piece of shit!
Very loudly.
Come on, our guys, let's go. Everybody, our guys, let's go.
Come on, turn your flags, let's go back. Come on, everybody.
Come on, guys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Don't just go behind me. Go behind me. Go like straight through. Just go straight through. Don't be straight in it. Yo, you're straight in it.
Oh.
Screaming Black Lives Matter. Let us know how that works out.
As they were mine. Be proud of their mothers and their fathers. That was someone may say. We hope someday you once again can sleep at